Yes, ma'am.
23, 23, 23 is absent. 24,
Yes, ma'am.
25,
Ma'am, 23 present, ma'am.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಏನ್
Present, ma'am.
ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಾ? 24, 25,
Yes,
Present, ma'am.
ma'am. Present.
26, you students, where I was, which roll number I was calling, because I'm getting so many messages in the chat box. 49, 54. Everybody is messaging. I'm getting confusion.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
Wait,
25 in
26,
that.
ma'am.
can't you wait? Huh? Can't you wait? 25,
Present, ma'am.
26,
Present, ma'am.
27,
She's also present, ma'am. Her mic issue.
28. Wait. I'll come back once again. 28,
Present, ma'am.
29,
Yes, ma'am.
30, 30. Mohit, 31,
Present, ma'am.
32,
Present, ma'am.
33,
Present, ma'am.
34, 34. Ranindra, 35, 36,
Present, ma'am.
37,
Present, ma'am.
38,
Present, ma'am.
39,
Present, ma'am.
40. Rupak, 41,
Present, ma'am.
42,
Present, ma'am.
43,
Present, ma'am.
44,
Present, ma'am.
45,
Present, ma'am.
46,
Present, ma'am.
47, 47. Sheetal,
Present, ma'am.
48, 48. Shivani,
Network issue,
49,
ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
50,
Present, ma'am.
51,
Present, ma'am.
52,
Present, ma'am.
53,
Present, ma'am.
54,
She is also present, ma'am.
55,
Present, ma'am.
56,
Present, ma'am.
57,
Present, ma'am.
58,
Present, ma'am.
59.
Present, ma'am.
USN 17.
Ma'am, 12
USN,
present, ma'am.
okay. USN 17. Diksha. Absent. USN 20. Harshit.
Present, ma'am.
USN 20. USN 23.
Present, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, 30 is present, ma'am. He has some network issues.
Okay.
Ma'am, 34 present.
Okay.
Ma'am, 24 present, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, students, can you see the screen? Can you see the screen, students? Is my
Yes, ma'am.
PPT visible? Okay. Today we are going to begin the next module. That is third module, Bootstrap. First, second, and fourth module I have completed. Now again I came back to third module. So after third module, fifth module, AngularJS I'll take. So fifth module. So once we'll see the syllabus, what is there in the fifth module, students. So this is the syllabus of third module. Introduction to Bootstrap. First example, container, Bootstrap elements, colors, table, images, buttons, group of buttons, progress bar, utilities, classes, alert, custom form, grid system. So this is the syllabus. So first in today's class we'll see the basic or introduction about the Bootstrap. Yes, students, before we learn a Bootstrap, first we need to understand what is HTML and what is CSS. Means before we start learning the Bootstrap concepts or Bootstrap programming, how to write the Bootstrap program, how to develop a Bootstrap program, first we need to have an idea about HTML. We need to have an idea about HTML and CSS. HTML and CSS. Why we need HTML and CSS, students? To develop a web page. To develop a web page, we need HTML and CSS. We learned many concepts in HTML and CSS. In HTML, we have learned so many tags: the table tag, image tag, hyperlink tag, ordered list, unordered list, meta tag, mark tag, marquee tag, and so many tags are there. So why we use all those tags? To develop a web page. And when we start developing a web page, there will not be a one page, there will be a series of pages, web pages. So there will be connected to each other. If you develop any web page, so home page will be there. When you go to home page, there you'll give a gist of or a summary of the website for which you have developed. If it is any educational institute website, then there about the introduction or about some of the information necessary or important information of that institute, and the other information. If you take example of a engineering college website, then if that college has 5 branches, all the 5 branches details we cannot give in the same page. Correct? No? For each branches, we may have to create a different web pages. So how we do? We develop a different web page and we give the link in the home page. When you click that link in the home page, then that link will be redirected to that particular page. So that how to do that we have learned in HTML. Now, why we use CSS?
Styling, ma'am.
Styling, ma'am.
What?
Styling web page.
I'm getting some disturbance. Who is that? Please unmute, students, all of you. The sound is from my system or from anybody's system? Okay, so we have a CSS. So why we use CSS is to give a style. So what type of styles you can give? There also in CSS also some levels are there. What are those levels, students? Inline, document, and external style sheet. Right? Inline, in the same line, we give some style. We define some properties. The property may be border style, border color, font style, font color. Yes, we have seen those examples, no? In the document level web page, we use in the head tag using a style tag, we define some properties, and those properties will be applied to the entire body of the HTML program. Is it right? If you use a CSS in a single line, then that properties are applied to only to that particular line. If you use a CSS document level, then to the entire document, those CSS properties will be applied. And we have external style sheet. Correct, now students? We have external style sheet. In external style sheet, we have defined some of the properties, and that in whichever HTML program you want, you can call that CSS file. You can call that CSS file. So now introduction to Bootstrap. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, the three most important tools for you as a web developer or a website developer. Correct now, students? As a website developer or as a web developer, you need to have a knowledge of, or you should know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. What if you using HTML, CSS also you can develop a web page, and using JavaScript also you can develop a web page. Then what is the difference? What is the difference? Using HTML and CSS you can develop a static web page. Static web page. If you use a JavaScript, then you can develop a dynamic web page. What is dynamic? Dynamic web page means a user interactive web page. You will get responses in the web page, like we have seen the prompt, alert. So immediately if you click on something, immediately that alert message will come. But you cannot use that in HTML and CSS. Correct now? When you append a HTML file with a JavaScript, only then you can use that prompt. Correct now, students? You can use that alert box. Because see, students, in validation also, when you in future when you learn .NET, and when you develop a big larger project or application using .NET, there also if you do some validation means if I do any error, say for example enter your USN. When I enter the USN means a roll number. Generally the roll number will be 1 2 3 4 5 6. Correct now? But according to VTU, the roll number or the USN will be different. How it is different? We have a pattern for that. Correct now? We have a pattern for that. See, if you ask PU students, if you show your USN, then they'll not understand. But if you show the USN to your VTU students, any other college students, any other branch, then they will understand this is university USN number. Why? They are aware of that. They are aware of the pattern. So if your page or your registration form, if any PU students or any commerce students or arts students use, then while giving the USN, they'll do mistake. So when they do mistake, then immediately if you do the proper validation, then immediately that error message will be displayed in the alert box. So it will become a interactive web page. Correct? No, it will become a dynamic web page. But in case of HTML, CSS, you cannot do this. So HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are the three most important tools to develop a web page. As the mobile world and its needs grow every day, the website and the web page will be required to develop are far more challenging. Yes, we are seeing in our daily life, we are seeing the usage of mobile. The mobile users are increasing. Yes, students, before we were not giving mobile to our kids. Yes, now even our kids are using mobile phone. Why? Due to this online classes. Correct? No, due to this online, we don't know whether they listen or not, whether they are really attending the classes or not. We don't know that. But to attend the class, we are giving either laptop or tablet or the mobile phone. Correct, no, students? So before we were not giving, now we are only forcing them to use this tab or mobile phone. Correct, no? Because we can if 3-4 kids are there, or if 3-4 student nowadays, even the parents are also doing work from home. So even they need laptop. Kids also need laptop. A family cannot afford all the 4 members in the family to have a laptop. So what they do, they purchase mobile phone. It is due to cost also. It is cost affecting also. Correct, no, students? So the mobile users are increasing gradually. So as appetite increases, the industry also serves with all the new engines and machine to meet the demand. As the appetite means, as the demand increases, as the usage of demand increases, even the industry also giving new engines and new mechanism to meet the demand. Now the 5G phone is also coming. Till now we were using 4G. Now if you purchase a new phone, that new phone is having a feature of 5G. Correct? Yes, students? Are you listening?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So the meaning here is the mobile users are increasing, and to fulfill the need of a mobile user, even the industry also providing so many new features and new mechanism, new engines to fulfill or to meet the demands of the customer or the demands of a mobile user. Here we have some small diagram for a CSS file. As not CSS. We have three CSS level, students. The first CSS level is developed or introduced in the year 1996. In the year 1996, the first CSS specification to become an official W3C recommendation is CSS level 1. And in the year 1998, one minute, I'll take a highlighter. See here, you can see here. In the year 1998, CSS level 2 specification submitted by W3C. In the year 2011, CSS 2.1, the updated version of CSS 2. The updated version of CSS 2, updated level 2.1 specification published by W3C. What is W3C? World Wide Web Consortium. Don't forget all these, students. So W3C. And in the year 2012, CSS 3 has introduced several stable level 3 modules published. So in the year 1996, CSS level 1. In the year 1998, CSS level 2. In the year 2011, CSS 2.1. In the year 2012, the CSS 3 level has introduced. The first mobile philosophy. Before seeing this slide, so assume that, students, in one family 4 members are there. How many of them will be having laptop? How many of them will be having laptop? Just assumption. Yes, students, are you listening?
Yes, ma'am.
No. Tell me, if you take a family with 4 members, so husband, wife, and 2 kids. Assume that both the kids are one first standard and second standard. One is first standard and the one is second standard. So now you tell me, in a family, how many laptops they will be having?
Ma'am,
One, ma'am.
One or more. Okay. Correct now? One
Yes,
or
ma'am.
more. How many cars? Cars? 0 or 1? Yes, students. 0 or 1 cars. They might have car, or they may not have car also. How many mobiles? How many mobiles?
2.
Minimum 2. Minimum 2. Maybe 4 also, up to 4 also. Correct now? But minimum is 2, up to 4. Where the number of devices are more? In car or in laptop or in mobile phone?
Mobile phone.
Yes. So in mobile, the number of devices are more. So let us consider the following facts. There are more than 1 billion mobile users worldwide and counting. So there are more than 1 billion mobile users. There are more than 1 billion mobile users. More than 25% of web users access in a mobile only. Yes, students, if suddenly if you get any doubt, so what we do, we Google, correct not? If I don't know, if I want to know the price of some car, or if I want to know the price of some mobile, or if I want to know price of a book, or who is the publisher of that book, and quickly you want to see the syllabus of your syllabus of MCA 2 years for 2 years program, what are the changes they have made, and in each semester how many subjects they have included. Previously, what was the how many subjects were there? Now currently how many subjects they have included, any modification they have done or not. Why? Because previously it was 3 years course, now it is 2 years course. So to know this, so quickly what we use, whether we use laptop or desktop or mobile. Yes, students. Mobile. So more than 25% of web users access it on a mobile only. They rarely use a desktop to browse the web. So because see, if you there are more than 25% of the people who use mobile phone to access any website or to access any information. Rarely they use a desktop to serve or to browse any information, to search any information. Why we use mobile? Why we use rarely the web desktop?
Mobile can be carried anywhere
Yes,
anytime
exactly.
because
All the time we carry the phone. All the time we carry mobile phone. But again, if you want to search any information in the desktop, we need to switch on the desktop to check whether internet is connected or not. And if power immediately if power goes, then again we can. If UPS backup is there, then fine we can use. If no backup is there, then again the system will shut down. So, but that problem we don't get in mobile. So quickly, any information we want, whatever the information, if you want to see a distance from this place to the other place, or the whatever the information you want to know, quickly you can access using mobile. So more than 90% of the people on earth have a mobile phone. Yes. So more than 90, you only count in your family how many in your family. If you have if persons are there, then all the 5 will be having mobile. If any kids, maybe if kids are there, then they may not have mobile phone. But 90% of the people on the earth, they have mobile, and more than 50% own a smartphone. So out of 90%, more than 50% people use smartphone. Very less people use the basic set. Correct, na students? Very less people use a basic set. More than 50% of the people, they use smartphone. More than 50% of mobile phone users use mobile devices as their primary internet source and not a desktop computer. Yes, we have already seen here at this point. Instead of going to desktop to browse any information, we use mobile phone only. We use mobile phone only. So more than 50% of mobile phone user use mobile devices for their primary internet source and not a desktop computer. More than 70% of tablet owner purchases things on online from their tablet each week. So See, when we nowadays everybody is going for online shopping. Nobody wants to go to the shop and physically they don't due to this pandemic situation also, and they don't want to waste their time also. So they purchase most of the things through online. So when we purchase, either we will not sit in front of desktop and will not order. We take our laptop or we take our tab, or we use our phone to purchase any product. So by 2015 and 16, mobile and tablet are predicted to predicted to overtake desktop internet usage. Yes, the year by the year 2015 and 16, the more usage of mobile and tablets are predicted. Responsive design basics. So in nutshell, responsive web design means designing and building your website that would properly render in almost all devices, irrespective of the device size, browser, screen size, and so on. Yes, students, if you see the size of desktop or size of desktop, if you see the size, you see the size of tablet, if you see this is desktop, this is tab, this is mobile, this is mobile. The size of a desktop will be bigger. Yes, student, the size of a desktop will be bigger compared to tab, and the size of a tab will be bigger compared to mobile. Yes, students, correct now? So whatever the web page you design, or you build or you develop, it will not depend on any of the devices, like Flipkart. Nowadays we are getting grocery also, and even the vegetables also we are getting in Flipkart. Can you order? Generally we use mobile app. To order some items in the Flipkart. The same application, if you install in tab, will it work or not? Yes, students, the same app, if you want to use in tab, will it work or not? It will work. It will not say that no, I am not going to work in tab. I'll work only in the mobile phone. Will it say that? No, it will not say that. So irrespective of the device size, the browser screen size, and so on, you can use all the website application in almost all the devices. You can order in desktop also. You can order any item in you need to log in and you order in the website. You can order in tab also, you can order in mobile phone also. So the applications or the website which you design and develop, it will not say that I'll work only in desktop. I'll support only the tab, or I'll support only the mobile phone. Irrespective of the devices, irrespective of the device size and screen, it will work. Yes, students, getting, understanding. So next we have setting the viewport. Setting the viewport. The viewport is the visible area. See, viewport is nothing but a visible area, the screen visible area. The viewport is the visible area of web page, on the device or monitor the user is accessing on. So whatever the device the user access for that device, this viewport is nothing but the visible screen. It is nothing but the visible screen. If you see mobile phone, there the mobile phones are depending on the screen is the screen size is in inches. Correct, now students? Means the display size. The display or the viewport is in inches. 5.5, 5.5 inches, 6 inches, 5.2 inches, 5 inches. What is this all? This is the viewing area or the viewport. So how much will be the bigger screen? How much will be the size of a mobile screen? The size of viewport varies with the device. Exactly. The size of mobile and the size of tab is varies. The size of, see here I told, yes, here I told this is desktop, this is tab, and this is mobile. Is the screen is same? All the three screen students? No, all the three screens are different. The mobile phone screen is different. The tab screen is different. I am telling in terms of size. I am telling in terms of size. So the size of viewport varies with the device. For mobile phone, it is very small. For tablet, it is little bigger. For desktop computer, it is bigger than the tablet. Correct, no? And for TV, it is much bigger. For now in smart TV also you can browse, students. Correct, no? In smart TV also you can browse. Can we browse or not in? Can we? Do we have that facility in smartphone or not? I mean, smart TV or not, students? Can we browse in smart TV?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we can browse. See the screen size. You observe the screen size, students. The viewport size. The mobile phone is very smaller. Tablet is little bigger. Desktop bigger. TV much bigger. So the size is varying. So here we have some examples. We have an example of a size of a screen. Meta name, viewport, content, width is equal to device width. The device width. The device may be TV or the device may be smart TV, tab, desktop or mobile phone. And the initial scale 1. Initial scale 1. Using a media queries to achieve the responsiveness. So here, students, we have some of the links or some example, that is the style sheet, the media, print. The reference is print.css. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? Any guesses?
Link to that
CSS.
Yes? Yes, student?
Ma'am, link to that CSS file.
Yes, link to that CSS file. What is that CSS file?
External CSS file.
CSS file. This is an external level style sheet or external style sheet. So here we have defined the size of a screen. Here we have defined a size of a screen. Correct, no? That we are, the size of a screen is defined in the CSS file, and that we are calling here. That we are calling here. So style sheet media width, maximum width 800 pixel, and we are referring to this file max 800.css, means the maximum size 800 pixel. For that, related information is related properties. Related properties or the properties are defined in this CSS file, and the file is saved or labeled as max 800. The second file is labeled as max 320. Max 320. And the third is the orientation of the display or the orientation of a view, that is portrait, and the properties of a portrait is defined in the. Yes, students, you know now what is portrait and what is landscape. When you take printout or when you use your mobile phone, then you can change the screen. You can rotate your screen. Yes, students, have you observed this?
Yes, ma'am.
Just generally when we use a mobile phone, we use in a portrait mode. When we want to watch some videos or attend some seminars, workshop, then we change that into a landscape. Is it right? Have you done this?
Yes, ma'am.
So when the screen is in portrait mode, then what are the properties should be applied? That is defined in prt.css. When your screen is landscape, in the landscape, what are the properties are applied? That is defined in lnd.css. It has come here. lnd.css. So for this type of screen, the properties are defined in the CSS. The properties are defined. These are all just basic, students. We know how to create external style sheet. In the external style sheet, what we write also we know that. Correct, no? What we write in the external style sheet? Nothing. Respond. So whatever the styles or style property you want to give to that particular file, we are going to define or we are going to write in that CSS file. So responsive design pattern. So we have three types of design pattern: fluid design, column design, and layout shifter. So three design patterns we have. What is fluid design? This is the most powerful and easiest option for responsive design. This is the most popular and easiest option for responsive design. In this pattern, larger screen, multiple column layout renders as a single column in a smaller screen in a absolutely same sequence. So this fluid design is a most popular and easy option for a responsive design. In this pattern, the larger screen, multiple column layout are rendered into a smaller screen and single column in a smaller screen in absolute same sequence. Yes, students, are you able to imagine this? See what is there in the fluid design is, it is most popular and easy option. It's most popular and easy option. Whatever the patterns we see in the larger screen, in a multiple column, the same thing you can see in a smaller screen in a single column. Getting? One, two, three, 4, 5. Each screen is large, and how many columns it has? 5 columns. We can do this like this also, no? 1, 2, 3, and so on. Can we do this? See, we want the information, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The same thing we are assume that this is a desktop and this is a mobile phone. Are we able to see the same information in both the devices? Yes, no? Yes, students? Only the representation will be different. This is a different column, this is the same column. So in this pattern, larger screen, multiple column layout renders in a single column in a smaller screen in absolutely same sequence. So column drop. In this pattern also, the page gets rendered in a single column. However, the order of blocks get altered. So order of the blocks get altered. This means if a content block is visible, first in order. In case of larger screen, the block might be rendered as a second or third in case of a smaller screen. So here in column drop, what happens? Here also, in this pattern, the larger screen will be rendered into a smaller single column. Suppose if you have a see here, if a content block is visible, first in order in case of a larger screen. See students, if you browse about Bootstrap, in desktop, in a single screen only, you can get all the details. If you browse the same thing in the mobile phone, the screen is small. So you need to scroll down. To get more information. Suppose if about Bootstrap, if 5 paragraphs are there, you can see all information of all the 5 paragraphs in a desktop. But in mobile phone, what happens? You may see only 2 paragraphs of information. The remaining 3 paragraphs are down. You have to scroll down. Getting, students? How when the size changes, how the content will change? See, only the appearance, the content information will not change. The information, whatever the information there, it will not change. Only the visibility will change. In the desktop, you can see all the 5 paragraphs. But in the same, see, I'll give this the same thing. If you browse in the mobile phone, you can see only 2 paragraphs. The remaining 3 paragraphs will be down. So you need to scroll down. When you scroll down, you will get a complete, the remaining information you will get. Yes, students, getting? Yes, students, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So the last pattern is layout shifter. This is complex but powerful pattern. In which the whole layout of the screen content get altered. In this, the whole screen content will get altered, means it will get changed in the case of a smaller screen. So in case of a smaller screen, everything will get changed. Altered means everything will get changed in case of a smaller screen. This means that you need to develop a different page layout for large, medium, and small screen. So means when you use this layout shift pattern, so here we have to develop a different layout. We have to create a different layout for larger content, medium content, and small content, because the screen layout will vary here. The screen layout will not remain same. This is complex but powerful pattern in which whole layout of the screen content get altered in case of smaller screen. This means that you need to develop a different range layout for a large, medium, and small screen. Yes, students, understood? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next we have navigation patterns. Navigation patterns. Navigation patterns, the menu bar, the navigation bar or navigation app or bar, the footer. What is footer? Footer information. The footer contains some information related to the document. Main container shell, images, tabs, HTML forms and elements, alerts, pop-ups, embedded audio and video, and so on. These are the navigation patterns. These are the navigation patterns. That is navigation or app bar, footer, main container shell, images, tabs, HTML forms and elements, alerts, pop-ups, embedded audios and videos, and so on. Yes, students, I'll stop here. The remaining topic I'll take in the next class. Now I'll start the lab instruction class. Yes, students, yesterday I explained you some of the programs. I did the revision for first 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 programs revision. Anybody executed 1, 2, 3, 5, 6? Today I need to do the revision for 8, 10, 11. Is it right? Today I have to do revision for 8, 10, 11. So before I start the revision, I'll take attendance for this class. Yes, students, answer your attendance. Annaga?
Yes, ma'am.
2, 3,
Yes, ma'am.
4,
Yes, ma'am.
5, 6,
Yes, ma'am.
7,
Present, ma'am.
8,
Yes, ma'am.
9,
Present, ma'am.
10,
Yes, ma'am.
11,
Yes, ma'am.
12, 12, 13,
Present, ma'am.
12 is absent now. Wait, students, 2 minutes. Is it sign to go back?
ಕಳಿಸಿದಾರಂತೆ
ಮೇಲ್ ಕಳ್ಸಿದಾರಂತ.
ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದಾರಂತೆ.
ಚೋಡಿ ಬಿಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫುಲ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್. Fourteen.
Present, ma'am.
15. 16.
Present, ma'am.
17.
Present, ma'am.
18.
Present, ma'am.
19.
Present, ma'am.
20.
Present, ma'am.
21.
Present, ma'am.
22.
Yes, ma'am.
23.
Present, ma'am.
24.
Yes, ma'am.
25.
Present,
25.
ma'am.
26.
Yes, ma'am.
27.
Present, ma'am.
28.
Present, ma'am.
29.
Yes, ma'am.
30. Mohit. 31.
Present, ma'am.
32.
Kept in chat box, ma'am.
33.
Present, ma'am.
34.
Present, ma'am.
35.
Present, ma'am. And Mohit also present, ma'am.
36.
Present, ma'am.
37.
Present, ma'am.
38.
Present, ma'am.
39.
Present, ma'am.
40.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Lakshmi?
last class also I was.
Putting in the chat box. 40.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, last class also I was present, but some mic issue I wasn't able to respond.
See, students, if mic issue is there, if you are there in the list, then I am marking present. Those who are not there in the list, I am marking absent. Just Abhilash, when I took attendance, he was not there. So those who are not there, for them I am not going to give any attendance. Even I understand sometime mic issue will be there. When you are not there in the list and you later you will tell that USN 2 is present, 3 is present, I am not going to give attendance. Meanwhile,
Ma'am, Mohit has put in chat.
I am checking at name list also. I am telling no, don't disturb me in between. 41. Sai Kumar. 42.
Present, ma'am.
43.
Present, ma'am.
44.
Present, ma'am.
45.
Present, ma'am. 41 present. 41 present, ma'am.
Don't disturb me in between. I am telling no, I am seeing the student name list also. By seeing that, I am putting attendance. 42.
I said present, ma'am.
Okay. 43. 44.
Present, ma'am.
45. 45. Sharan. 46.
Present, ma'am.
47.
Present, ma'am.
48.
Present, ma'am.
49.
Present, ma'am.
50.
Present, ma'am.
51.
Present, ma'am.
52.
Present, ma'am.
53.
Present, ma'am.
54.
Present, ma'am.
55.
Present, ma'am.
56. Tirtha. 57.
Present, ma'am. 57, present, ma'am.
58.
Present, ma'am.
59.
Present, ma'am.
Yes, students, anybody will explain 8th program? That's tracking of paragraph program.
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Who is that? Yes, students, anybody will explain program number 8? Who will explain program 8, 10 and 11? Raman, can you explain program 8?
Yes, ma'am. I can try.
Okay. Share your screen and you start explaining. Better if you open the program in Notepad and increase the font size.
Ma'am, I haven't logged in through my laptop now.
Now to explain that, you have to log in through laptop only, no? You take 2
No, ma'am.
minutes time. You take 2 minutes time. Is anybody else will explain program number 8? Darshan?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Kaushik, can you explain program 10?
Sure, ma'am. Just try to open my laptop.
Okay. You can take 2 minutes time. Dakshayani, can you explain program number 11?
Ma'am, I don't have laptop, ma'am, now.
Divya?
Ma'am, I don't have my laptop with me.
Who will explain program 11? ಇನ್ನೇನು ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇದು ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಒಂದು ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಅವರೇನೋ ಅವಾಗ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಒಂದು ಕಾಪಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದೆ Who is ready? Raman or Darshan? Who is ready? They can share the screen and start explanation.
Okay, ma'am. I'll share the screen.
Okay. Darshan, open the code in Notepad and increase the font size.
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ನಾನು ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಡಿಟರ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನೋಟ್ ಪ್ಯಾಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡದ
ಹೌದು ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಟ್ ಪ್ಯಾಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವೈಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಸೊ ಫಾಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫಾಂಟ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡು. Okay. Oh, it is fine.
I have taken 3 paragraphs. Here what I'm trying to do is dynamic movements of paragraph. I have stacked 3 paragraphs on top of each other, as you can see. The goal is when I move my cursor over the paragraph, it is supposed to come on top. I'm achieving that by using Z-index. Here I have created 3 paragraphs with the paragraph content, and I'm giving style, which is Z-index equals to 1, 2, 3. The attribute or the object with the higher Z-index will be placed on top of other objects. This is the CS that I've given for the 3 paragraphs. So what happens when I put my mouse over a paragraph is a function gets called. This is the event that I'm using on mouse over. If I place my cursor on top of the first paragraph, F1 gets called. In the function F1, where old C is a global variable, why I'm taking C is because by default C will be on top of all the paragraphs. So the first element which is in the top is C. So when I call a function, and now the old will be containing C, I'm taking a variable temp. On mouse over, this gets executed first. I'll print a statement hi, some statement will be printed. Now I'm initializing the object property to the temp variable. The Z index is copied to the temp variable. Now I'm accessing an element, which is the element on where I have moved my cursor to. So I'm changing the value of that paragraph with the old one, with the one which is on top. I'm swapping the values. So 1 will be changed to 3 and 3 will be changed to 1. Now the old, which is on top of all the paragraphs, is A. This is how I'm changing the old value, and the current paragraph will be on top of all the paragraphs. The same happens with the F2 function and F3. For F2, the B object will be taken. For the F3, C will be taken. And I'll just run the program. If I put my mouse over first one, the message gets printed, which is present in the alert. So it is swapped with the last paragraph, which was in top of the 2 paragraphs. If I mouse over second, it comes on top. Ashna.
Okay, good. Yes, Raman. Will you share the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Girls, anybody will explain 11th program? Anybody? USN 1?
start, ma'am?
Yeah, I told now you open the code in Notepad because this here background color background is black and font is blue, little orange and red. So the font is not clearly visible. Better you copy the code, open the code in text Notepad, and increase the font size. Increase the font size.
Is it okay, ma'am?
Some more. Fine.
And this is 10th A program for limiting the value inside a box and counting the value, how many words we are entering.
Raman, I told you to explain eighth program.
8th, ma'am. Okay. Ma'am, there's the date, ma'am. That's all.
Okay, no problem. You can repeat. 10th one, Kaushik will explain. 11th program, I expect some girls. Anybody can explain. Tirtha, Annaga, Rashmi, those who have laptop now. First you run the program, Raman. Now again you open the same program. 10.
Yes, ma'am. This is the 8th program. Okay, now can I explain?
Yeah, start.
This is the program to using the Z index. We are creating 3 boxes in which we are creating some data. And when you hover on the any of the boxes, it will come above and show the message in the alert box. And these are the styling for the 3 boxes A, B, and C, which I have taken. Style for in the for we have taken the for the function F1. In the alert box, it will show some description about black holes. Black holes are the heaviest celestial bodies, and we are taking that from get element by ID. When we am I audible now?
Yeah. Carry on.
In the alert box, we will show the some information about the black holes, and we are getting the style. The styling is like Z index, and for function 2, the second alert box, it will show the message about some dwarf planets, and in the third alert box, it will show some about event horizon. And from form 1, I am taking the class form. In method first style Z index 1, 2, 3. This is the value of the index which we are taking. And for the on mouse over, when we will point our mouse on those boxes, it will show the 3 that on those boxes it will show black holes, dwarf planets, and event horizon. And when we will hover our mouse button on our mouse cursor on that, our pointer on that, it will show up alert box, and we which will show some information which I have given in this function f1, f2, and f3, which have the styling at z index, styling. So I have just shown the output for this. When I will overread this, it will show some information about event horizon. And I will overrun this drop planet. It will say some information about dwarf planets. When I will over this box black hole, it will show some information about black hole. So this is the method of doing the Z indexing. Creating 3 boxes containing different values, which we can show those in the alert boxes.
Good, Raman. Okay, you can stop sharing that. Kaushik, 10th program. Darshan will explain, no? Yes, who will explain 10th program? I told Kaushik to explain. Darshan has shared the screen. What about Kaushik? Yes, students. Darshan, will you explain or Kaushik will explain?
Kaushik ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ.
Okay. No, you have shared the screen, no? So I am asking. So in your screen, he will explain.
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅವನು ಫೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಂತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಳ್ದ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
No problem. Okay.
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಾ?
Yeah, start.
This is a jQuery program but I am going to explain. Can you go just scroll down Darshan? This is the program which used to disable and enable the button by using the checkbox. And in jQuery, I use two special methods called attr and remove attr. These two methods will help us to add and disable the attributes for a specific HTML element. I have taken if log. First, I will check whether this button is been already disabled or not. If it is already disabled, and in a try block, I apply the remove attr method. If it is already checked, then I use the attr method to be disabled and assigning as true. Darshan, can you just call? And if the button is enabled and I'm confirming the message, it's a good job. It displays the confirm button. Good job. And that's it, man. Can you just run, Darshan?
No, this is other one. This is other one.
No, this one. And enabling the button, Darshan. Okay, this is not enabled. Okay.
Ma'am, jQuery is not linked. That's why it's not showing.
No. Okay, no problem. B, AI to B.
Yeah, ma'am. I will explain. And this is the second program, which is minimizing the characters count by using the text area. And in a jQuery, we load the jQuery using the ready function, which is defines that whether the document is fully loaded or not. The same can call this ones. I have taken a maximum length variable 25, and I'm using a special event called key up event when I am been typing on the text area. Where its value length means I taken this value, which defines that the current element text value has been typically keep on decreasing when I typing the characters. Later it shows saying the results in a text advanced text. That's it.
Okay, good. Yes, students, clearly your friends have explained program 8, 10, and 11. I'll explain because nobody is ready to explain 11th program. If I ask any boys, they will explain, but I want some girls to explain 11th program. Yes, students, I'll explain 11th program. Yes, students, is your observation is ready? Because in internals, I am going to check your observation. I told in each lab, whichever the program you execute, you need to write in the observation. Observation is compulsory. Yes, students, the 11th program is develop and demonstrate using jQuery to solve the following. That is fade in and fade out all division elements, animate an element by changing its height and width. So this we need to do. So here, students, in jQuery we have some of the functions like you can edit, you can animate you can give a animation effect in the web page. So that is animate. We have seen so many examples in the theory class. That is fade in, fade out, toggle, display, hide, show, animate. We have seen, no? So here we are using a jQuery. So we are using a jQuery. This is very simple program. So before I execute, I will run and show this program, students. Fade in means appearing, fade out means erasing or removing the content. See, when I click on fade out, then the data will be fade out. The data will be removed. The data will be erased. If I click on fade in, then the data will be appeared or the data will be visible. So how it is happening? How it is happening is So here we have two functions, that is fade out and fade in. Yes, students, in these functions, you can give the time delay to take this action, to take fade out action, or to execute fade out action, or to execute fade in action. You can also include, or you can also give a delay in the program. So coming to here, coming to the body of the program. So coming to the body, this program is very simple program, students. Coming to the body of the program, in the body of the program, I have taken a div tag. I have taken a div tag. So in the div tag, I have given the background color, and the width of a div. The width of a div, and this is the content which should be displayed on a div, which should be displayed in a div tag. That is, my effect is fade out effect. My effect is fade out effect. And here we have two buttons. We have two buttons. First button 1 is for fade out, and button 2 is for fade in. Yes, you observe the code, students. Yes. Is my code is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I have used two buttons here, one for fade in and one for fade out. So what is happening when I click on the button 1 or button 2? When I click on the button 1, then fade out. When I click on the button 1, then fade out. Already fade out means the data should erase, the data should remove. Already in the web page, the data is visible. Already in the web page, the data is visible. I want to fade out. I want to erase the data. And here I have given the delay time. Yes, students, observe how the data is erasing. Observe how the data is appearing or displaying. To fade out, the delay I have given just 300 milliseconds. To fade in or to display or to show the data, I have given the delay 3000 milliseconds. So the showing or appearance of a data, the speed will be slow compared to the fade out time, because here the time I have given very less. See here, no logic, student, just one statement. At least to find the given year is leap year or not, there you have some logic. To calculate the simple interest, there you have a logic. Here no logic. Just here we are using a methods, that is fade out and fade in. Getting? Yes, students.
Yes, ma'am.
So I will run this program, students. I will run this. I'll run the program. First I'll click on fade out, then the data should be erased, and now I'll click on the fade in button, then the data will be visible. Yes, students, observe the delay. Observe the delay here. Fade out. Quickly it is erasing. Fade in. The time delay is 3000 milliseconds. So when I click on fade in, then it is taking some time. Correct, no? So this is 11A program. 11B program is animate an element by changing its height and width. By changing its height and width. So here, I'll run this program, students. I'll run. See, I'm clicking on the animate height and width. So what is happening? The size of a box is changing. The size of a box is changing. I'll click on reset. Again, it is coming back to the original size. Yes? Barta idya?
Yes, ma'am.
How it is happening is, here students, I'm using a animate function. I'm using a animate function. See here also I have taken two buttons. What is the problem statement is, or what is the question is, you have to take you have to use an animate element. So animate an element by changing its height and width. So you have to take some element. To that element you have to change the height and width. That is nothing but an animation. That is nothing but animating. So here the div tag. See, this is div tag only. This is a box. This box is nothing but using div tag. I have taken this. So the size of this is 100 pixel width. Height and 100 pixel width. So this is the size. So this is the size. So now what is, button 1, student. Button 1. What is the button 1? What is the name of a button 1? That is animate height and width. So when I click on animate height and width, then what should happen? What should happen? The width should change to 300 pixel. The width, see, initially how much I have given? Width 100 pixel and height 100 pixel. So when I click on that button, when I click on the first button, the width should change to 300 pixel and height should change to 500 pixel. 2000 pixel. Yes, getting? Observe the code, students. And here I have given the delay 5000 milliseconds. 5000 milliseconds. When you click on the second button, what should happen? The width should change to 100 pixel and height should change to 100 pixel. What is that? This is the original size. Original size is the original size. The initial size what I have given? 100 pixel height, 100 pixel width. Now, when you click on the reset button, it is coming back to its original position. Barta idya? So the time delay is 1500 milliseconds. Width is 3000 pixel, height is 2000 pixel. Now I'll click on reset. Yes, students, you want me to explain 8th and 9th program? 8th and 10th program? Yes, students, you want me to explain the 8th and 10th program?
No, ma'am.
No. You understood, your friends have explained. Yes, students, once again, I'm asking, you want me to repeat or explain me the 10th and 8th program?
No, ma'am.
No need. So students, we have completed part A program. So now already you started working on mini project, that is part B. So once you complete your first lab internals and full completely, you can focus on part B programs. I mean part B mini project. So next Thursday, I'm planning to I'm planning to request Dr. Nagbhushan sir to join for our class. If you have any doubts regarding the connection or about any new tools and technologies, whatever the doubts you want to ask him, you can ask, because continuously 2 hours we'll get no Thursday when we get continuously 2 hours, and so that you can interact with Nagbhushan sir and you can clarify your doubts. Yes, students. Yes, now all, everybody is ready for test. So no doubt in the programs 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11. 8 programs are there for your test, students. You have to write the program and upload in the GCR, and you have to, on the day of internals, don't say I don't have laptop, this that. You have to share your screen and you have to show the output. Later you don't say that no ma'am, I was not aware of this, I don't have laptop. You cannot say any reason, because this is your internals. So you have to share your screen and you have to show the output. And I asked Viva also. You will be having Viva. Yes, students, on the day of internals, you have to execute the program, you have to share your screen and show the output.
Excuse me,
Acha, huh? Yes, Raman?
ma'am, we have to show both record and observation, both, ma'am.
Record, I will tell you later, but observation you have to show tomorrow. I mean, in the internals. Observation you have to show. Yes, students, no doubt, no, in 8 program and 10th program.
Ma'am, how much time will be given, ma'am, for lab internals to write and execute?
3 hours. 3 hours. The complete 3 hours, 1:45 to 4:30.
Okay, ma'am.
3 hours time will be given. See, first what I do is I'll allot you the programs. So hardly 20 minutes time you need to write the program, because all the programs are small programs only. So within 20 minutes time, if I give for write up, and meanwhile I'll conduct Viva also. So within half an hour we can finish. You can finish your Viva and write up, and in GCR I'll send one invitation to that GCR. To that invitation you can send your write up. You can attach your write up. Then after that, one by one, according to roll number, I will ask you to share your screen and show the output. Or those who are ready, they can also show. We'll see which is possible. You know the timetable, no, students?
Yes, ma'am. Timetable is given.
Timetable. 20 students in each batch. So all 58 will not be having same subject test. So each day three subjects. So web, Java, and DBMS.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Sipkumar sir has shared the sure, ma'am.
Yes. What, Raman?
Ma'am, Sipkumar sir has sent us the links of the meetings in a picture, photograph, ma'am.
I think the same links. I have not seen the links. I think the same links which we are using for the labs. Because for theory we are using same link. For labs we have 3 separate links, no? For web lab, for Java lab, and DBMS lab, 3 separate links are there. No? Wait 1 second. I'll check once. The same lab links are there.
Okay, ma'am.
Same using lab links, you can log in to the respective labs. So mine will be, so I'll read out. So Monday, .NET for the last batch, that is 42 to 59. USN 42 to 59. Then Tuesday, USN 1 to 21. USN 1 to 21. Wednesday, USN 22 to 41. Already it is shared by Shivkumar sir. Once again, I am repeating. You will be having Viva and MCQ, both students. MCQ questions I will share. I will create a form, Google form. So through the Google form, you have to answer for the MCQ also. Any doubts, students?
No.
Okay, students, I'll stop here. See you in the next class.